G'day viewers. Another hair-raising moment. Things just didn't go. Anyway, I'm on, I'm going, I'm there. Here I am. Welcome to another Ava Chat with Maddo. Oh, what's going on here? We'll see what happens. Everything's just, don't tell me I've lost everything again. No, maybe we're going. Hopefully we're going still. I've been having a lot of software issues with the computer, so I found out what the problem was the last time when everything just shut right down and I spat it. Anyway, so let me start again. G'day viewers, and welcome to another Ava Chat with Maddo Sunday Live. This time I'm going to do a bit of talking about planning our next trip and how I go about it. So with that, I think many people have got different ways of doing it. This is probably the way I do it. I've sort of been doing the same thing for quite a while, and it just works for me. I do a lot of research with the computer, talk to a few friends here and there, and their ways of going about doing things. So with that, I sort of formulated my own little plan of attack, and I sort of stick to that, and it does me reasonably well. So out of that, I just persevere along and see what happens, and hopefully I get good flights. Yes, I've had some good flights. I've had some horror story flights. I think I've done a few of those. Like everybody else, you can have a good trip and a bad trip and a total don't really want to know about it. So with that, the way I go about it, the first thing I do is sort of work out where I'm going, which for obvious reasons, I know where I'm going anyway, Thailand, Cambodia, and I sort of plan it around that. So with that comes, I'll just adjust something here and sort of, maybe that might look a little bit better. It looks okay on YouTube. But anyway, so I sort of plan around that, and I work on roughly the dates that I want, and then I look at the flights that are around available there. There are many different ways to do it. I always look at my flight plan, which is always around hopefully a direct flight, which involves roughly 10 hours. If I can't get a direct flight, if you go to Koh Samui, that is never ever going to be a direct flight because there are no direct flights into Koh Samui in Thailand, because you go to Bangkok, then fly back, or you go to Malaysia, Singapore, and then you fly across to Koh Samui. So there's no other way around that. Phuket, you can get a direct flight from Melbourne, of course. And from there, I look at, okay, what flights and how do I go about it? I also cannot get a direct flight to Cambodia. There is nothing just at the moment unless I'm somewhere in Asia anyway, and that's the only way I can do it. So it's just a short hop from Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, or Bangkok to get there. Ideally Bangkok, then it's only an hour and 5 minutes flight. So the way I look at it, I go and do a bit of a plan. Okay, where am I going? Obvious. When? I look at that first, and then I go around and search through what is available, what flights are around, i.e. cost-wise. I usually use Skyscanner. It does me quite well. I have tried Webjet and a few other of those platforms, but I can never quite seem to get the other odd air flights. What I mean by that is Qatar, Emirates, Virgin, I did say Qantas. So I could never ever really seem to get that. So with that, I stick to Skyscanner. That gives me pretty much a very big broad range of flights available. I do also check the availability on Thai Airways, Qantas Airways, Virgin Airways, Singapore Airways, Malaysian Airlines, and that'll give me a rough idea of what I'll be paying. When I was going to Koh Samui, I always looked around on those Thai Airways first and Malaysian Airlines, which I use quite a fair bit. That was always going to be a 13-hour trip because I got a 3-hour layover either in KL, Clear One, or in Bangkok itself, and then transfer down. So with that, that was always going to be a 13-hour trip. So 9, 10 hours on a plane, 3 hours on ground, and then another hour and a half, thereabouts-ish, trip in a plane back down to Koh Samui. With Bangkok, it's just basically a direct flight, so I look for that direct flight, see what Thai Airways at the moment. Who knows what's happening with them? Just play that one by ear. And yeah, I think my internet's a little bit slow as well. With that, I look at it and think, okay, what prices they are, and then start comparing to what I can get through other websites that are doing the special deals. Obviously, Thai Airways, Malaysian Airlines, Jetstar, and so forth all have their own prices for people who want to directly book with them. So the price is always going to be that bit more. You can get them when they hand over to all these agencies, all the direct, or not so much all the cheaper flights for them to try and fill up the plane for them. They're the ones that usually will give you a good deal. So just be aware of that. Not that there are some shonky ones out there, but you have to be aware of that. So on that, I look at it. Yep, that's great. I start looking around. The cheapest flight I ever had was with Malaysian Airlines. I actually did a video with that one. I actually got a free upgrade unbeknownst to me. A bit of a circus prior hand to getting on there. I thought I was going to be delayed because there was some problem with my boarding ticket and so forth. The lady went away. I thought, here we go, another drama, another problem, don't need it. But out of that, she came back and she said, enjoy your flight. I said, thank you very much. And with that, I turned around and I had an upgrade to business class. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I'll take that any day. So you just have to be very aware of what goes on. I did get another cheap business class flight, and I actually made sure I got that for my trip home. That was with Jetstar. I don't normally fly Jetstar because I don't like flying during the day. I think that is a waste. Unless you're on a really, really long haul flight, I think flying during the day to get to your destination then is just a waste of time when you can actually try and get a bit of sleep. I'll go through all that process. But with that, I look at it. I look at all the airlines and what they're offering for the times that I'm looking at. I don't make any specific times. Then I'll start trolling through. And when I start trolling through all the different websites on the internet, I always make sure the most important thing you have to do is clear your cache and clear your browser cookie history. Get rid of that each time you go looking, because if you don't, you will find the price. When you keep going back to compare prices to another website, oh, what was that one? And you look to see times around, the prices will start going up. And the trick that I do it on my laptop, I do it on my desktop, and I also do it on my little Samsung Note. But I don't do the Note or the laptop through the same IP address I've got here at home, because that will always show up a difference. So that comes up, oh, you're at a different person looking, so the price will go back to what it originally, when you first saw it, cheap. So if you've got a clear history, or even if you browse incognito, that's another way of doing it, so you don't attract any cookies whatsoever, you can then find a reasonably good price. As I said, the cheapest price I had flying to, where did I go? I think it was, it was Cambodia. It was $687. And then on top of that, through Malaysian, I got an upgrade free. As I said, winner, winner, chicken dinner. So unbeknownst to me, but anyway. And you do have to look. You do ask, can I get, if you finally get your ticket and you get to you've done all the rest, you got to the airport check-in, you can ask, is there any upgrades I can get cheap? No harm in asking. If they say, yeah, usually an upgrade will cost you in the vicinity of $300 to $600, even more dollars, depending on which flight company you use. It has come about, I have heard, that for $100, $150, I always try and get it on the return home, which is much better, because you've had your holiday, you just want to relax, get home, unwind, do what you want. No harm in asking. I have tongue-in-cheek asked to put all the credits of everybody else's ticket, because I paid for them all, onto my Malaysian Airlines little frequent flyers. She said, no, you can only use your own. No harm in trying. Hey, if she had it, that would have put me into platinum class 2 years ago. That would have been absolutely awesome. So with that, you turn around, you troll all the websites you can, but don't do it 3, 4, 5 times a day. Do it once. Make notes of what was there. Go away. Clear your cache, clear your cookies, clear your browser history, but make note of which ones you do, and then from there, you go through the same process and see which ones are varying for roughly the times that you want. And if you can get that time frame that you want, I never go through school holidays because I always have a blackout period. Jetstar never has anything on Christmas holidays, school holidays, and such. Always the rest of them prices just go from a reasonably good price to an okay price to absolutely ridiculous. But that's just the way it is. Nothing you can do about it. So from there, I turn around and look, okay, I start planning. So when I look for some dates that I like in the time frame that I want, I turn around and say, okay, from there, I change tact a little bit. I'll just keep that in mind and make sure there's still plenty of availability, because we're still looking about probably anywhere 2.5 months, 10 weeks ahead of when I'm planning to go. So that sort of gives me an idea. Then I change tact a little bit, and then I start looking through booking.com, Agoda, hotels.com, and those sort of sites, and get a lot of the reviews of what the hotels for the sort of area that I'm looking at, because I'll usually go through about 4 to 5 different hotels on my trip away. So on that, I'll look, okay, that's the sort of time frame. What do I get in a time frame for the hotels for where I'm going? So I do the same again and again. And after about 2 weeks of doing it, guaranteed 90% of the time, I would have booked the hotel and the flights at the same time. Maybe it might even take a little bit longer, depending on where you're going or when you actually are going. I've even got it down to pretty much, I think it was about four and a bit weeks away from my planned travel time. Then I knew exactly where I wanted to go. I knew the flights that I wanted, and I knew the prices that I could get, clear the cache, clear everything, book them, straight away go into the booking for the hotels, the sites, Agoda, hotels.com, booking.com, all those ones, and have a good look. And the one that I've been interested in, I was just about to do before all the lovely shutdown happened. I turned around, I was looking, I might give Airbnb a try. Quite a few people have done a bit of a rave about them. I thought maybe I will, but didn't happen, did it? So with that, you do that, you do all that way, get through all that, and you'll have a pretty good chance you'll get a decent air flight. What it'll be like in the future years, not the yesteryears that we've had, who knows? I'm waiting now to see. I reckon the airlines will try and price gouge. I'm hearing they are at the moment. For obvious reasons, you want to fly, you're going to pay for it. I get that. But, you know, when you're going to open the floodgates and everybody's going to go, I've seen the other side, Jetstar, Melbourne to Tasmania, book now, $49. We still can't even get out of our little bubble. We're still in lockdown. So what's the point of doing that? They're gearing us up. Jetstar also have, go fly anywhere in the world. But how do we get to Singapore where we get the flights? But the flight to Singapore is going to be $7,000 one way. So I don't think that's a very good idea. Unless you're going on a trip one way, that's it, finished, done, dusted. I'm retiring wherever I'm going, and that'll be it. So with that, I look at it for the future. This is how it's going to be. I'm waiting to see how all the flights will go, what flights will go where, and how often they start to pick up, because that's going to be the biggest unknown at the moment. Cheers, bear with me. So a bit stressful trying to get onto this at this time. So with that, I'll look at it. Okay, we'll just play it by ear, and we'll turn around and see where they go, because I still don't think there'll be much in the limelight travelling before. Well, I know for a fact now, since our little road out of the lockdown is going to be slowly implemented, but we won't have any. There's no talk of any international travel until after Christmas, which I think is pathetic. A lot of other places are opening up everywhere, preparing for it. Yet again, we're not. How, what, where, why, I don't know. But as it is, we just got to wait and see. So with that, I've always gone through. I'm just going to cross off a few things I've done here. I always think, yeah, we'll get out of this eventually, but who knows when. I'm really getting annoyed because we're paying the price for it. People's mental are having a lot of mental issues. I'm aggro, I'm annoyed, I'm shitty, because I want to get out of here. I want to go back and visit my family. I want to go see my girls. You know, it's been 19 months since I last saw them. Well, yeah, it'd be 19 months. March 6th is when I landed back in Melbourne. So that's 19 months ago since the last time I saw either of them. Well, any of them. All five of them, actually. Missus, 2 daughters and 2 nieces. They call me daughters, and my partner's grandson. Yeah, so anyway, on that note, it's going to have to open up soon. Everybody is wanting the same thing, and that's just the way it is. We all want to go do and get out, but we will get there. And yeah, enough said. So when's the best time to go? Well, that'll always come down to if you've got kids. G'day, DC. How are you, buddy? Too busy talking, looking at me beer. Yeah, 3 years. Oh, geez, mate, I'm talking. I'm just, I think like a lot of people, just my head's going round and round and round. I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, we can all just get through this and then get back to doing what we like to do. So with that, getting your planning on when to go, I find that I avoid the school holidays. I got trapped a couple of times. I got off a plane coming back. I didn't realise, because I don't really have kids as such, so as far as school is here. And with that, I come back one day on a Sunday, just before school started. Walked off the gangway onto the concourse. Every other plane was there. Everybody was coming back. People left, right and centre. Took me 3 hours to get out of that bloody airport, Melbourne Tullamarine Airport. Fair income. And the annoying part was those little machines where you put your passport in to get your little exit pass and everything. Most of them weren't working. So I slowly worked our way down, got to almost to get through, and the big border guys were coming, oh yeah, people up the back, come down here. So they were all pushing ahead. I said, mate, can you stop doing that, because they're all getting ahead of us. We're waiting to go through too. Oh, but they haven't got it. I said, well, they can stay there like the rest of us and wait. I've been standing here 2 hours because none of those machines up there are working, and you're bringing them all down here and they're pushing their way through ahead of us. Come on, give us a break. You cracked the shits at me and gave me a filthy look. A few other people said, yeah, why are you letting all those people push ahead of us? Oh, but you're going through it. No, we're all trying to get to the same machine that's not working right there in front of you. So he sort of had a look at the machine, tried to fix it, and walked away. I said, yeah, 3 hours it took us to get out, and I was pissed. But lesson learnt, plan around the schools. Unless you're actually taking kids away because you can on the school holidays, avoid it. I don't like travelling then. A lot of people say always travel on a Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday. I always get on a plane Thursday night, which is actually Friday morning for me, and then get in there Friday morning because, as I said, it's only a 10-hour flight for me, 10 to 13-hour flight. Unless I turn around and get a cheap Air Asia ticket. I'm not flying them again. They're pretty good for the really short hauls, but not for the long haul. They took me into Clear too, 8-hour layover. Oh, you're kidding me. 8 hours? I could have walked to Phnom Penh. What do you do? So with that, I just dealt with it and got on. Yeah, so getting back onto it, don't ever try, unless you really, really have to, don't travel around school holidays. Prices just go through the roof. You get price gouged, something chronic through it, and blackout period for a lot of the airline carriers. They just say you either book well in advance or you pay through the nose through your travel agent, which that's what a lot of people do. They go to a travel agent, and that's where Jetstar gives a lot of them. When you see a blackout period on their website, you can't fly then. You've got to go to a travel agent to get that. No, I'll try and avoid it unless I can get to Thailand before Christmas, before school holidays start. Then I'll go into Cambodia after that, and then fly back after or just before school's ready to go back, so that I don't get the mass exodus of everybody going back to the airport at the same time, and definitely not on a weekend. I always try and land Monday morning. So when I do land Monday morning, it's usually about between 12 and 1 o'clock. It's not the early flights where you get a lot of the business people trying to get in there early so they can go to work and go to their office and so forth. So with that, that's the way I look at that one. You plan ahead, you try and get it, unless you're going to spend a bit extra time, a couple of months traveling. You get into, say, Thailand first, go do that. Then from there, you use up your visa there, then move on to Cambodia. I spend 2 weeks taking people around through Thailand first before I head off over and spend the next 4 weeks in Cambodia with the missus and everything, which I've done with a few people because I usually do a bit of scuba diving in Phuket. And then from there, mates wanted to go and have a look. And then from there, I think, yep, you've had your day, you've had a look around, I've showed you around, so I'll see you later. You're on the plane. I'll be on the plane. By the time you land in Melbourne, I will already be in Cambodia 8 hours prior to you, because it's only an hour and 5 minutes flight from Bangkok over to Phnom Penh. Yeah, that seems to be the way it's going. Yeah, nuclear submarines. Yeah, right. As if it's going to really matter. I think China's going to go to France and try and suck up to France on that one. I'll get that one. Yeah, so anyway. Well, as I said, so that's the way I tend to do it. I like to get a bit of scuba diving in at Phuket, because I do know a couple of people who own shops over one in Koh Samui, the other one in Phuket, so I go and visit them. I haven't been to Koh Samui for a while. I must go and check up and see how those guys will be going. When another friend of mine goes there, I'll catch up with him and we'll do some scuba diving in Koh Samui, and I'll go and see the Aussie divers, or Dive Academy in Koh Samui and Aussie divers in Phuket. They're the ones that I use. So out of that, then I get to Cambodia. I don't go to Chinaville, but I did hear on the grapevine a lot of Chinese have done a mass exodus out of Chinaville, and because of the ban on gambling, especially the internet gambling. So that sounds pretty good to me. I quite like that idea. So not that I go in there to gamble anyway, but 2022, exactly when, I don't know. It will happen. My fingers crossed. I'm hoping around Easter. With that, I'm fingers crossed. A lot of the plane airlines get up in the air and get settled and sorted out on what they're doing, and then come around the Easter time, everybody knows what they're doing. I think we're still going to get smashed with a lot of people just wanting to fly everywhere, and I mean everywhere. So that's just going to make it absolutely full on. I was a bit sad to see the A380, but they were just too uneconomical to fly for short hauls. I think Qantas has still got a couple. No, they got rid of their one. I'm not sure because I haven't seen them flying around. I have actually, what I did when I was coming home today, I did see Scoot, brand new Scoot airline coming in to Melbourne. Ooh, must be cargo, had to be. But it looked really shiny and Mickey Mouse. Haven't used Scoot before, come close, but I got a better deal elsewhere. And yeah. So with that, and I look at, yep, we'll get there, fly outside the area of the time-wise, and then fingers crossed, no price gouging. I think that would probably be the better way to go. Once that's done and sorted and settled, we'll get a fair indication on what a fair price will be. If it goes back to what it used to be before discounts, and they talk around the $1,000 to $1,200 Australian, so it could be a bit under $900 US, euros, or the British pound. I don't have that information with me at the moment. I'll cheat a bit. I'll look that up. That's only as of the moment, and from there, hopefully it doesn't get too crappy. Where are we? Yeah, get out of the way. Yeah, here we go. So hopefully it won't be too ridiculously priced. If they stick around those ones, I'll be quite happy. So we'll go have a look here. Give me a few seconds. Clear. 1, 2, done. So $1,200 Australian. In the US dollar, it'll be about $875. British pound, I don't actually have. A few people might actually know. That's what I was paying, Thai Airways, Malaysian Airlines, before any discounts, directly through their websites. That's what they're paying. I don't put Jetstar in there because their prices just vary to suit whenever the needs. Yeah, but we will do it. We won't have to. Yeah, around it. Yeah, I really do. I do get that one. So we just seem to be dragging it all the time, and it doesn't matter what we do. The government keeps telling us, "Yeah, that ain't gonna happen." So Easter is probably when I'm looking at, and hopefully, fingers crossed. I think quite a few people will be going away in Easter. Exactly when, I got probably about 8 or 9 people that all keep asking me. I said, watch the TV. I don't know any more than what you do. So with that, we just plan, wait and see. I said to a lot of them, don't expect it to be the same. Doesn't matter where you're going to be. Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, Thailand, Manila, everything's going to be changed so much. It's not going to be the same as it used to be. So I think it'll be like a new normal, new exploring, see what's new, see what's not there, and see what's still there. I did actually have a couple of pictures, but hence that's why I was a bit late getting on, because the whole damn thing went on me, because I tried to upload a couple of pictures to show you a couple of hotels that I originally stayed at, which have now changed in Cambodia, which was the PC Hotel. That's basically gone now. So that whole block, I think, will be developed by you-know-who. Then I stayed around the corner at the Flamingos, and also stayed around the corner again at the Blue Corner Hotel. But if you look on Google, you actually do see the original hotels. With the exception, you do see the hotel for the Corner Blue Hotel, but that's still being built. That was being built in 2014. I stayed there in 2016 with Mr. Thailand. And we travelled around there then. And from there, I did pull up another picture of a very infamous hotel, Camppot. I think if you go back to before then, you would find that it was called the Walkabout Hotel. Yeah, very dubious reputation. I didn't mind it because it was just one of those, new adventurous type little things. Went in there, had a few drinks, had a couple of games, talked to some of locals, if you want to call them that. And then, yeah, didn't stay there very long. It was just a stopping point just to see what's what, because I had a little mini mart opposite and so forth. So that sort of fed me a little bit here and there. So I was still learning when the first time I was there. So everything was new. And I was only just down the road from the Golden Sora Beer Garden, which is now Phnom Penh's Pub Street. I did a video somewhere with my GoPro, which, sorry, you can probably see it up. Where is it now? I'll get to it. I think it's that one there. Sorry, I've lost it with GoPro. I've got two others there. The one right on the very bottom finally died. My fault. I put a 9-volt little cigarette plug to a 5-volt, buggered it. I do have the other one next to it, and I have the GoPro. Those first two were the Hero 3 Pluses. My original GoPro Hero is still around, but I don't have it. I sold it to a friend, and the Hero 2. So I would have had the Hero, Hero 2, Hero 3 Plus, and the 7. I do have a Samsung, a Xiaomi MySphere 360 camera, Canon G7X, and my Sony AX53, which is the one I'm using as a webcam right now. So I have used all of them at some stage. You do have a couple of videos of them, but yeah, and a few little accessories. Where's my hand? A few little accessories over there. But anyway, back on track a little bit. From there, I always think I started traveling with a sort of a 3/4 suitcase, packed lots and lots and lots of stuff, but I only have probably the second smallest suitcase, and I carry my backpack. And what I mean by that, I'm going to a relatively hot country, humid and everything. So I look at it, okay, what don't I need? Pack everything, then work back. Take out what you don't need. You need your undergarments, underwear. I only put in 2 pairs of socks, one for going over there, and that pair will be the one for same coming back, and another very thin pair for when I'm over there. And I'll have 1 pair of shoes, 1 pair of socks, 1 pair of long pants, good casual pants, and shorts, nice shirts, a good class shirts. And from there, I'll have various ones, but I don't take too much because I don't think you need 7 underpants, 7 shirts, or even probably a few more extra shirts. And then I'll just pack in my backpack, a pair of shorts, always wear my jumper, a good casual, long, just short of business class shirt. Simmer up, I'll get to that. I have been there. From there, I will turn around and pack also some either thongs or some just open-ended shoes, sandals, whatever. I've got some really nice casual runners, and they are really, really light and everything, and did pay for it, but anyway. And I'll have my laptop, my charger, and a couple other bits and pieces thing, and go from there. And everything else will go in, whatever I take will go into my not my carry-on, but my suitcase. For obvious reasons, my laptop won't go in my suitcase. I have done that before, but I pack it right in the middle so I don't have to carry as much. I have even travelled with just my backpack, zoom through, 20 minutes through Melbourne Airport. It depends on what sort of toothbrush you're talking about. Yeah, so and I find that's all I basically need. I have been with another few friends, and they had ginormous. I thought, what the hell you got packed in there? They had all little sections in their suitcase. I mean, we're talking a ginormous suitcase. Look at what you've got, and look what I'm travelling with, and all mine can fit in roughly a third of your suitcase, and you've got to carry that and travel that around. And the way I look at it, so if I got to change hotels and then you've got to use a motorbike taxi, I can put my backpack on, I can carry my suitcase. With that thing, mate, good luck. It's a taxi job. And you go from there. Siem Reap, at the moment, they're doing their 38 Roads project. You probably do know about that. I like Siem Reap, but for me, it's always going to have to be close to beach or somewhere where I can go, or pool or water, unless there's plenty of places there. I have found a few places around in Phnom Penh in the vicinity where I can go swimming if need be. And I enjoy those little huts where you can sit there and just chill out for the whole day. And, okay, you're surrounded by everybody else. The music's blaring. You get food and drink and everything brought to you. Great. Siem Reap at the moment, it's just dust and dirt. Another group of people that I follow, they specifically left Siem Reap because it was just, you go outside, 10 minutes later, you're covered in red dust or orange dust, and you got to shower all the time. So I enjoyed it while I was there. I enjoyed going to Angkor Wat. I want to go back up there and go through that again. So that'll be the third time I would have gone up there. First time I went up, took my partner up there, and we just wandered around, had a good look. Second time, I took mate over there, and we went through there. That was only a day trip. I want to do a bit more than that, so I want to get up early and do a fairly big, extensive walk around there. But at the moment, until they get really, really into it, they are slowly getting there from what I'm hearing from another YouTuber that I follow. Dave does Cambodia. He lives up there. And so there's probably a few others, but he's sort of in my genre agey, so I sort of clicked with that one a little bit. So from there, Siem Reap, I didn't mind. You can go out a little bit, get some really cheap places. I think there are many places there you can get cheap and stay there. If you want to live there, great. Yeah, you can do that if that's your thing, being there. I did talk to quite a few expats that lived there when I was walking around the riverside and everything near where the old market is. And they said they like it there, but not a great deal to do. When the new airport comes in at Battambang, I don't know how that's going to change, but that's going to be an hour drive from the airport to Siem Reap. As far as I know, Camppot and Camppot. Beautiful lobster, fresh seafood, all from there. Cooked there, pig out, cheap as. Tip, when you do go there, have a Khmer friend with you and let them deal with it. Say, oh, yep, how many do you want? Let them get it all done. Stay away from them because you'll pay a two-tier system, as always. You'll pay foreigner price and or you can get local price. I always get the missus to go and buy up everything for everybody. Then all the family turns up and I'll be the last one there. Everything's paid for and I just hog into a really cheap seafood fiesta. And I think the most I've spent is probably at $25 and umpteen crabs and lobsters and fish and beers and everything. It was really, really good. Camppot is where I was looking at. I did look there. I don't know how Sihanoukville's going to influence Camppot, but I think I've always liked Camppot. A little bit to do. Back in the day, 6 years, 6 years ago is when I was there. Yeah. And in 2015 is when I was the first time I went there. And I like Sihanoukville and I like Camppot and Camppot. Camppot, really, really good. Get all the pepper, Camppot pepper. You see a lot of that, all the green pepper cooked in, and it's like it's on a little bit of a twig. Those little balls, that's the pepper. And they do cook that a fair bit. So I always thought being close to a river, beach, great. Still within striking distance of Sihanoukville, but that's off my radar now because of certain other people. Camppot is still a little bit small, but I like it where it is because it gives you something to do on the weekend to go away and go down there and sit and relax and have a feed of seafood and so forth like that. And then from there, go back to Camppot. chill out, a few little bars and whatnot you can go through there. Places you can chill on the side of the river there. You can go do river cruises and so forth like that. All good, easy. You got the Blackout Mountain. From what I've been told, no more motorcycles allowed to ride up and down Blackout Mountain. A bit shitty on that because I wanted to do that back in the day. I didn't have the chance to because I didn't know the area as well as what I do now. It comes down to it depends on what you want. I think Camppot's way more laid back. Kept good to go get your seafood on the weekend, and then they'll be totally dead during the week. That you just go and do your explore around all the Wats and temples and so forth like that. Camppot will give you a lot more. There's a lot more vibe to it there. It's only a small provincial town, not as big as Siem Reap, but it'll get there. Who, what, where, and when, I don't know. Then you got the other province area, which is the social economic zone, SSEZ, or whatever you want to call it, Chinaville. So that's just overrun and went nuts. I absolutely loved it when I first started going there. I went back there 3 years in a row. The last time I went there, I just couldn't believe in that 12 months period that from the last time I went to then, how much it's been sold out. So, and then went to back to Phnom Penh and went to Siem Reap and done a couple others, and then all I heard was just a mass manic panic building in Siem Reap. In Sihanoukville. So I don't think too many Westerners will want to go to Sihanoukville now, specifically because it's nothing like what I remember. I do remember where the Golden Lions are. I can place where a lot of restaurants and places that I've frequented for food and so forth, but they're not there anymore. They're all gone. They're all been by these so-called, Jeremy and Claire. So, for real, yeah. Been watching them for quite a while. They've taken off. Now they've got their 1,000 subscribers. They've just gone leaps and bounds. So they originally lived in Siem Reap. They've been over that way for 18 or so months, if not longer. Haven't had a chance to catch up with them because I've always been tied up with family. When I first started watching them, I'd already just left, and they got caught. They got basically stuck in Siem Reap, and now this whole wave of everything going through, they moved down to Camppot, and to get away from the dust and everything. So as far as Sihanoukville, a lot's got to change before that, and I don't think anything will change because the government there is just putting so much, well, the Chinese government's putting so much into it, and they will never relent on that. Camppot, there is still a lot of people. I don't know. I honestly think when all this is over, there will be a lot more people going, but they'll go to Camppot. That'll be the next hot Westerner destination, and Camp. It's a good hidden secret, unless you don't know about it. You've got to be pretty about it. But there are a few other places, but they're not well known. BT and Makara, that's a good one to watch. That they do quite a fair bit of vlogging. They've had quite a few channels, but they've stuffed up every now and again, and they've got their channel sort of deleted, I think, a couple of times because they kept re-uploading the same video over and over and over again. If they kept track of it, I don't know the reason why that happened, but they travel quite a fair bit, and they do have quite a lot of good information if you care to just watch. Don't speak Khmer myself, so I look at it. You look at where they go. I spoke to a couple other people there and sort of, well, that's what you got to do. I think you got to speak to a lot of people to find out what and where the places are to go. Phnom Penh's changed so much. The white building's gone. They're building, I did read about it a few weeks ago. Dreamland's gone. That's supposed to be Asia's tallest or Southeast Asia's tallest building, Twin Tower, whatever. I haven't seen much happen on that. But I do know from another YouTuber I watch, Marc Rider, he's a Filipino from Singapore living in Cambodia. He sort of confirmed that they are building a bridge over from Camppot over to the other side of the Mekong. So that'll do away with a lot of the ferries, progress. So it might be but it'll be a lot easier. But I dare say on Kodak and around that area, prices will start to... Kodak is actually the island where you see the soccer hotel. I don't know whether they'll connect that or not, because you've got to go right up the other side of Siswath Key, Riverside, cross over the bridge, then come back down. Whether they have an exit for them on this new bridge or not, I don't know. But Camppot, that was always going to be a connection point there somewhere, somehow. It was just a matter of time. I did hear late last year they were thinking or planning on that particular bridge. So looks like they've started it, and it's going to be a pretty big bridge. Don't underestimate that one. That is a fair crossing to go through there. So that will be something to see. That'll save a lot of hassle and a lot of waiting. Doesn't cost much to go on the ferry. I enjoyed it, but I just didn't enjoy sitting in the tuk-tuk while all the cars around you have got their engines running with the air conditioners going while everybody's sitting inside and you're choking on their bloody fumes. They used to go up top, but then the fumes used to go up. But on a good day when there wasn't too many on the ferries, you get that nice little view. I've got a couple of video shots of leaving the Phnom Penh side of it and going across the river. But from there, I think that other side of the river will actually take off if and when that's finally completed. Well, hello, Mr. Daddy. Congratulations, buddy, to you and Canal and Mighty Max. Hey, good on you, boy. I was wondering when that was going to be overbaked, but hope all's going well. Bubs is putting on. I did watch your little introduction to Maxi. And, looks like everybody's doing really well. So, getting plenty of sleep. Okay, you're not, from what you were saying there and on your video. So, fingers crossed, everybody comes home very soon and get back into the normal life. So, good to see you, mate. Keep up the good work. Now you got the... I'll just wait for the barbecue so I can empty out your fridge, because you won't be allowed to drink anymore. You know, you'll be on the poo patrol, or as you would probably call it, the spew, but nah. You'll be on the get out of bed patrol, because I'm too tired. It's all good, man. If it turns out good, mate, you'll be absolutely doing well. I did see where you put your little heart there for the smell and so forth to get that body smell to little Maxi. I did see on the Ford leather. I agree with that. And I did see where you put the other one in the engine bay. Yeah, you didn't want him to be a bright spark. You wanted to be an ultra spark. I got that one. HEI distributor. Yeah, good one. Well, I don't know when you're gonna have that fridge full of beer. Yeah, it'll be cold. It'll be cold for a long time. You know, it'll just be when the big party comes out and everybody can go around and wet the baby's head. So that'll be the empty out the fridge time, and Canal will be just saying, yeah. So, see, I was very aware of what was going on, just reading the comments going through. So, yeah. So with that, and we'll wait for that lovely day where you can sit back and say, son, this is your car. And he goes, nah, Dad, that's an old timer's car. Good one, buddy. Big hugs and kisses for all the family for you. Canal, doing well. hope you get some good sleep now that's all resting and all chilling, and sleep through the night. So wish you the best on that, sunshine. Still waiting for those frogs. Where's Kermie? Kermie hasn't got a mention yet. I'm waiting. Haven't been down to that Springvale place yet. Anyway, enough of that. So we'll leave you to it, just to enjoy, sit back, relax in the parenting life. So, good one. There, where are we? No dice on the froggies. I suppose it's been pretty hard trying to get anywhere with that, but yeah. Oh, well, if I can get a chance to get down there, I'll do a bit of reconnaissance for it, and then we'll see how it all goes down. But anyway, we'll get to that. Yeah, when you get around, no hurry. I just want to see a few other people's reactions to us eating frogs again. Couldn't entice me, mate, to eat the frogs, but anyway, yeah. Good one there, buddy. Yeah, so, all right, well, we'll get back onto it. And packing, travelling around, just lost track a little bit there. I didn't expect to see you here tonight, actually, Mark, but yeah, cool. Yeah, so let me regather my thoughts on where I was till you threw me. Yeah, so I'll recap a little bit. Packing, yep, done all that. I pack lightly because I know where I'm going. I have clothes already over there, obviously. I don't really like to travel heavy anyway. I only carry, probably the most heaviest part I carry is my backpack with my computer in it, and my shoes and shorts. And when I take my long pants off, my jumper off, they go in my backpack. And I put my thongs on, shorts on, and I'm ready to go when I get off at the airport. If I'm still wearing all that, I go into the toilet, change there, and then go through customs and do all that before I go outside. How I get to my hotel, that's always depending. Of late, it's always been partner Chandra turns around and picks me up. She gets one of her friends in their tuk-tuks to come up and wait for us while she waits for me outside. I didn't realise the whole bloody family was going to be there. I thought, back it out. There we go, all fit in this tuk-tuk. Yeah, no worries, we'll cram in. And I'm surrounded by everybody. But I don't know what the price will be for taxis. I paid $5 the first time, $7. And the very last time they said $12. I said, no, I walked outside. There's a tip for you. Don't get a taxi or tuk-tuk inside the airport. Go outside, walk outside onto the main road and get a taxi from there or a tuk-tuk from there. You'll be easily $5, $6 cheaper than the $12 I was quoted the last time. The tuk-tuk that I did get just prior to that one, I think that was $6 in a tuk-tuk as against $12 in a taxi. And I thought that was a bit on the over-expensive price. But anyway, everybody's got their little things. Now that's in Phnom Penh. In Siem Reap, I organised a tuk-tuk. That was a bit of a rip, I think. Cost me $20. I don't know who got all the $20. The hotel probably got some, and the tuk-tuk driver, he got a bit of it. So I don't know. That won't happen again. In Thailand, now, when I go there, I always land there around 6 o'clock-ish because, as I said, I get the midnight flight, 11:30 or the 12:15 a.m. flight, get into Bangkok, 6 o'clock their time, so it's 10 o'clock here, go through immigration, everything, pick up my baggage. That could take you 20 minutes, could take you an hour. Up to them. That's the way it always seems to be as far as that's concerned. And then from there, once I get through immigration, pick up my bag, and then I head off, go down and down and down to where you get the bus to Pattaya, keep walking to your left and go into the food court there. Always go there, you eat and pay local price for about 250, 300 baht, you'll get a good meal, 2-course meal, and a good drink. Not a beer, of course, but a good meal of noodles, fish, chicken, rice, whatever. You'll get that there, and you'll have plenty of change out of the 300 baht-ish. And you'll fill up there, because by the time you get down there, it'll be about nearly 11 o'clock, or it'll be about, let's see now, about 7:30-ish. So you'll have all that. So it gives you a bit of time to clear up, let everything settle, wake up, and then, okay, what are you going to do there? Sometimes you can get the airport lift from the airport to the hotel via the hotel doing it their way. You obviously would pay that. A few times you would get that on the cheap, or that would be part of the deal. I never ever did that. I just travelled many different ways. Taxi, train, done the train a few times. I don't mind that, because my hotel was always directly next to the BTS or the SRT or the MRT. So with that, I always try and look for a hotel in Bangkok, close to, so I can have my little look in there. As far as that, it was always cheap. The private taxi was always expensive. You can book them in advance. It depends on where you want to go, whether you travel further out, down to Hangin, down to Pattaya, or if you want to get a taxi, you just get a taxi. They're actually a lot better price-wise now when I was there the last time, because the industry was just price gouging everywhere. If you always open, meter, no, piss off. Meter, no, piss off. Always pay for the meter. If they don't want to use the meter, you report them and they get the fine. They don't like it because they're supposed to be using the meter, and that's the biggest rort. How I know that was went to into one of the fashion areas with a partner at the time, and got in there, got into the city there. She went and done a bit of shopping, had a look around, had a meal and everything. She bought some stuff for a shop back on Koh Samui, and she organised to send all that back. So we got back into the cab, and the guy actually, he said, meter. Oh, okay, no worries. To get to where we wanted to go was 780 baht. Not knowing too much about Bangkok then. It's probably about the second time I was in Bangkok. And from there, done everything we needed to do, have a good look around. Then went to get a taxi back to the hotel. It was 300 baht difference because he used the meter. And I thought, yeah, okay, you learn. So if they don't have meter, you move them on. And this is where Grab Taxi is actually killing them over there. So it is what it is. And that's how you get around it. And Grab is actually quite good. It's slowly starting to take off in Cambodia, but they use Passat. And that's probably the Cambodian version of that. And they're actually quite good. You hail them up in Phnom Penh. Passat, yep, no worries, bang, away you go, and you pay a really cheap price. And that's probably the best part. You get some of the older ones, don't want to do. I've even had a blue with one of them. He said, oh, no, that's blocked down there, you go here. And then, well, since you didn't take a toll, because he said he couldn't do a U-turn down there, and yet there was 2 roads going either direction when you got to my hotel in Phnom Penh, he wanted us to pay full. So Mrs. turned around and said, no, get stuffed, you make us walk, you only get half your fare. Oh, was there a big commotion? And he got really gnarly, and I just stood there. And I said, well, what's going on? So I only gave him half his fare because he didn't take us to the hotel. So, you know, that was in the normal Samlong, Lamork, in Phnom Penh. So he got shitty about it. He ended up going because a few other guys said, well, if you're not going to take them down there, and this is what she said later, you get what you pay. You get what's offered to you. You didn't do your full job. You get whatever they decide to. So, but she got really angry over that. And then there was no reason. He was just being a total shit. And anyway, so out of that, the train because depending on where you stay, in Bangkok. You can travel from the airport very, very cheaply. I think I paid 87 baht to go from the airport to Phaya Thai, which gets you onto the BTS line. I'll put this pen down. I shouldn't be using that. And then that'll take you either way you want to go to cover wherever you need to on the BTS line. So I always go down past Seoul, and the whole total trip cost me 123 baht, $5. A little bit of people on the train. Then I had to get off, walk to the end, get onto the BTS, then catch me train down to just before Ekamai. So what? I'm only not even a couple hundred metres to my hotel. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Really, really good. So out of that, you just got to look at how you want to travel. If you want to get there really early, you forget the meal, get in there. You know you can get in. You've booked the hotel early, so you can get in early. You notify them. They know you're coming early. You can actually do that. That's really good. So I thought, yep, that's another way you can do it. But you get there to the hotel. If you do get there early at the hotel, is my room ready, or is any one of the rooms ready? We can put our stuff in, change, and then go out until all the rooms or my room's ready. If they say, no, your room's not ready, somewhere I can change, I'll change, have a quick wash up, then go out for a couple of hours, go have something to eat, go for a walk around, have a few beers, and from there I'll turn around and just chill out, have a few drinks. I had a few too many one time when I knew the guys back here were having a get-together. Only two of them knew where I was. And I sat there at the bar from, I think it was from 11 o'clock right through till 7 o'clock at night there, which was nearly 11 o'clock at the bar back here in Melbourne. I was a bit shit-faced. Oh, shit, I better go check in. I made it just before they closed check-in. So luckily, yeah, I was able to get in. So out of that, if you can get into your hotel early, great. If you can't, just ask them if you can change somewhere and go for a walk around, get your head around what's there, get your bearings on how things are, and then go back a bit later after you've had dinner, or should I say lunch, Thai time or Khmer time, and then go back to your room between 1:30, 2 o'clock, check in properly, have a shower, have a kip, then get back up and continue on your nice, lovely holiday. When you're packing a lot of things, you just got to come back down to also, when you take a lot, how much do you really need? Well, as I said, I take phone, cables, charger. I also take a surge protector, not a cheap one, a proper one, and a power board that has that. So I actually use two types of surge protectors. And I use the bigger surge protector for my laptop and the smaller one with the power board for everything else. So out of that, the laptop and my phone charger go on the big surge protector. Everything else, all the other cheap little stuff, battery chargers and whatnot, go on the other one. So I've always got power there as needed. I've never had a problem. The computer I'm running this from is actually from Cambodia. So even though I've got the adapter and everything here for it, it works fine. It does give me a few grievy moments, but it's actually working quite well tonight. So it did give me a bit of a headache earlier, but still, that's what it's there for. Whenever I travel, also, I always print up 3 documents. A lot of people use just the phone now for checking in and everything, all being well. But if you've got your phone somewhere else, they want the document and take it away, they can take that document. If they don't bring it back, I've got 2 more, so I don't care. If they scribble on it, I don't care. If they lose it, I don't care. I've got 2 more. 2 more. If I get down to 1 more, I will go somewhere and say, can you print off 2 more of these for me? So I've always got a spare. And that's usually the insurance. Always make sure you have travel insurance. I always have 1 on me, 1 in my bag, and 1 in my suitcase. So I always have them at all times. Passport, that's always on me unless I've locked it away. Change of clothes, I've gone through all that. I don't carry a great deal because I don't see the need to. And when you use most of your stuff, it only takes a day because you don't have a great deal. You find one that can have it ready the next day for you. If you put it in before lunch, you'll usually get it back 5, 6 o'clock if you ask them that. If not, you can get it early the next day. So you really only need to have one spare set of clothes until you get your fresh clothes back. But the problem I find with a lot of stuff in Cambodia, they do have hard water and they use a lot of chemicals that don't work very well, and they do stain your clothes. So don't take expensive clothes over there, or if you do buy clothes over there, make sure they're the cheaper ones, because if you put them through their wash, don't trust their hard water and some of the chemicals that they actually use to clean your clothes. I've had stains all over, what the hell, on really good pants. So I never, ever take good pants, or in Mark's case, white shirts, because you will get a lot of dust on them and it will show up. How much money did you take? That's for you to answer that on what you do, how much you want to spend, hotel-wise, price-wise, all that. I think that's everybody's going to have a different opinion on how much money you need to take. How long's a piece of string? How small's a piece of string? What do you do? How much do you drink? What entertainment you want? What style of hotel you want? How much you want to pay for your hotel? How expensive a hotel you want? How big a room do you want? Do you want all the fancy frills in bits you go with it? Mate, I don't know. That's up to you, what you want to spend. You know how you want to travel. I have the odd splurge here and there. Sim Riel, I got a family room and really comfortable rooms. That cost me $75 a night, but that housed 4 people. Good. So that was pretty cheap. I've been into hotels where they're $185 a night in Bangkok. I think $185, not overtly big. Yeah, bed's comfortable, nice view. So why the price of $185? I've stayed in some smaller hotels. The Corner 9 Hotel, Bassac Lane. The Corner 9 Boutique Hotel. $55 US I pay for that. Really good. I think that was better than the Ambassador Hotel in Bangkok. Corduroy Hotel, street number 9 as well, just up the road from the Blue Corner Hotel, Boutique Hotel. The Corner 9 Hotel, I should say. And I think that was a good one as well. But that was $75 a night, but I didn't see the justification for that price, but it's what you want to pay. You have a look at the pictures, you go through. When you do look through all the websites that go to booking.com, hotels.com, Airbnb, you read through all the comments. And I've always been a big believer, take the first 2 top, number 10, praise, sucky comments, throw them away. Take the bottom 2, stab you in the back, shit comments and bad hotel ones, throw them away. With the bad ones, you always find there's a common theme. They're always from one particular country. And they always give bad reviews no matter what you do. And you read through it, so, well, it's trivial stuff that they're complaining about, but that's what they do. And I read through the other 6, and it sort of gives you a really sort of a fair idea on what it's going to be. I think sometimes it's just potluck. I've had overall the whole time probably 2 bad hotels. I have fallen asleep in a diving one, but that was my own fault because I was shat-faced. Leave that one alone, Koh Samui. But I look at it, you throw away 40% of the reviews, i.e. the top 2 and the bottom 2, and I think the other 6 will give you a fair estimate. If you want to read more, and you can read as many as you like, but I think those first 10 will give you an idea of what that hotel is really like at the time. I haven't had a bad hotel. I've had a noisy hotel. I've had ignorant people staying in hotels. But overall, the hotel themselves, been 9.5 out of 10 as far as I'm really concerned. So that was really good. But what you want to spend on a hotel, that's entirely up to you. I've stayed in hotels for $15 a night. Great hotels. Basics of the basics. A fan, a window. No, just no balcony, just a window you can open up and get a bit of air through the place. That's all you need. I'm not living in that room. I'm only sleeping there. And I had a good night. I think that one was three or four nights I stayed there. It was really good. That was out in the province area. And actually, another one, I paid $10 a night. Partner's sister, when her wedding was there. Won't talk about weddings, will we, Mark? I just opened up a guest house up there, $10 a night. Ice cold in the room. Air conditioner worked a treat. Bed was comfy as. Needed a bit more furniture in there because the rooms were humongous. Shower, everything, water, spectacular. $10 US a night, so about $13.50 a night. Would I stay in Phnom Penh for that price? Had the pool, had everything, but being at the wedding, didn't have a chance to use the pool, so that was the way it is. And yeah, or as I said, or you can go to the top of the range. There are so many. The Sofitel, the Novotel. I think they're building a new Novotel in Phnom Penh. I'll get back there one day. Might actually check that out. But that'll be on the next trip, whenever that will be. Yeah, so I think it just comes down to how much you want to take. I'll go through what happened to me. My first trip, actually overseas, was with a dive group. That was $2,800 for 7 nights. No, 9 nights, sorry. And from there, that was with a group of people specifically for diving in Vanuatu. A few years later, after all the nonsense that I went through with mum and dementia and all that sort of stuff, mate dragged me over to Koh Samui. That first trip, I know I paid through the nose for it. That was when everything sort of calmed down a little bit. Just trying to think, that was $3,400 I paid for that trip for 10 nights, including airfares, accommodation, but I still had to take over my own spending money, not knowing I took $2,000. So that was $5,400 I took for 10 days, not knowing anything about traveling, international, nothing. So from there, I enjoyed it. Done a few things, done a bit of scuba diving, swam in the pool, had a good look around, rented a scooter for the whole time we were there, rode everywhere. And then from there, the second time I went, we went and stayed for 16 days. I took $2,300. No, $2,400, sorry. And I got a longer stay, same hotel, and I spent less. I did. That was my total cost was $2,300. Food, drink, air flights, and hotel. That was a big change. Not knowing what I was doing first up to sort of getting an idea and gist of it all now. The third time was for 23 days. Cost me $1,300 for flights and hotel. And I took $1,700 and I still come back with a couple of $100. And I thought that was doing it extremely tight. But I was just going over there relaxing. I wasn't going drinking, get smashed every night, going to all the bars and bar girls. I was just riding around on a scooter. I think I spent more on fuel for the scooter and rental on the scooter than I did on beer. So I thought that was a good deal, and I explored Koh Samui. I did that for 3 years. And then I decided we'll go a few other places. I did mention I went to Phuket, done a bit of diving. Partner at the time was there. Went to Bangkok, same. Went to Chiang Rai, Piao. That's where her parents were, and her cousin lived up in Piao. Hence, I know travelled up through that way. From there, I come back, and then that was that particular trip. I did spend a bit of money on that because I did rent a car when I did do that trip. And at actually, the cost of the vehicle, the car in Chiang Mai, wasn't bad at all. I think it was a Toyota Corolla, from memory. Sorry, not a Prius and not a Camry. Sorry, Mark. So that was fine. From there, I come back and I thought, no, I've done 3 years on Koh Samui. I've only seen a little bit of Phuket, a little bit of Bangkok. And the reason I did start going to Cambodia was I was supposed to go to a wedding and work wouldn't let me go. So I was a bit pissed off at that. So I thought, where will I go? Hence, I did do a talk on that and I ended up in Cambodia and I've been going back there ever since. Yes, you can get out, Billy. He's wanting to go out. So from there, that was all. Once I got to where I was going after all the planning, doing things differently, I would turn around and just book the hotels. I would plan just that little bit more for where I wanted to go. And then I would only book the hotels along, because I did a few times, book the hotel for the whole time I was there, and then do a few other trips, even though I was still paying for that hotel back there, as well as whatever other hotel. Bear with me, I've got to let him out before he does something naughty. Sorry about that. There I come. Go back. Oh, I know I shouldn't do that. Back here. Oh, drive me nuts. He was going woof, 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 woof. And when he does woof, I got to run. He's 15 years old, Billy, so he tends to get his way quite a fair bit. So, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, anyway, so now I sort of plan that a little bit more and think, okay, I booked to where I am, and then, okay, what am I going to do? I'll spend a week here. I will do a week here, week there, unless I'm specifically know I'm not going to travel anywhere. And I've also taken that into account. So with that, I think really spur of the moment travel, that will cost you a little bit more because you never know how much you're going to spend, and that'll come down to when that happens. You can spend a week somewhere and go, oh, no, I'm going to go somewhere else, but you paid 2 weeks for that place. So that means you've paid 2 weeks for that place, but you're only there a week, so you just lost a week, so it's cost you money. They're not going to refund your money. You've got to be very lucky to get that. Or you just say, okay, well, I'm going to be here for a week. Maybe I might be here for another week. Can I do that without moving rooms? Yeah. Okay, we'll see. I might be here and I might move on. I might go somewhere else. Another province or something, but that's the only way you're going to do it. But I tend to like to know where I'm going to stay, and then I'll book accordingly. So if I'm going to be in Phnom Penh for let's say 2 weeks, I'll book for 2 weeks. If I'm going to be somewhere else, I'll book there as well. But if I'm not, sometimes I'll just book for those 2 weeks, but I won't book anywhere else. But that'll depend on my visa until I get that permanent visa over there. I'll be stuck to either the 30-day, 90-day, 30-day, 3-month, 6-month, or the 12-month visa. But eventually it will be just a 12 months visa, and I reckon it's the only way to go. And with that, I don't think you can get the multi-entry on a 30-day visa. I'll have to look into that. That's all right. If you can travel around there, base yourself out of Cambodia and just do your flights to Laos, Vietnam. I want to go to the Philippines. I want to go down to Cebu and do some scuba diving. I'll catch up with a couple of friends I know that live there. That would be really good. Then I'll pay them to show me around and have a bit of fun there, chilling out on the beach and doing a lot of scuba diving, which I haven't done in the last nearly 2 years. So I miss that quite immensely. Mate and I haven't done any for ages. We keep talking, we go and go. And every time we're going to do it, we go into another bloody, lockdown. So, but planning, I think you can do so much up until you go, and then I like to have a little bit of a spur of the moment. If I'm traveling with a group, I'll try and plan to roughly what they want, and then sort of work around that. So everybody's going to have their different things. So I'll plan everything up to the hotels, and then we'll just go to whatever food. If you want to go do something different to everybody else, you go do it. No problem. From there, as a group, we always seem to get a good deal on rooms. But everybody and every time's going to be different. That was in the yesteryears. In the future years, I don't know how things are going to be yet again. So we just play that by ear, and hopefully it all turns to the best. What we'll need for in the future, they're talking about these vaccine certificates, vaccine government documents, and don't go into what the scam artists are talking about, the black market. They're already into it. Who knows? We're not in the future years just yet, and only time will tell as far as that's concerned. So what can we say? We just sort of keep hoping, and I've sort of got my bag a little bit packed. The other thing I didn't think of before, when you're on the plane, always make sure you have a decent set of headphones, noise cancelling headphones with a special socket you can plug in to listen to music or just chill out your own music or watch the movies. Those little shitty airline crappy headphones are absolute. They're annoying, one for a better word. I paid $29 for my Born or whatever you want to call it from Audi. Cheap. Another guy had it. What were they? Bose or something like that. Really expensive headphone set. And he said, this cheap one actually sounds better than my expensive ones. So he went and bought two. And I bought one, not knowing that was probably one of the better decisions I ever made. And also your little necky, cushiony, pillowy thing to stop your head from falling around when you decide to try and sleep, if you can, when you get on a plane. So that I forgot to mention about. That's probably one of the better things to have when you do travel. Always, because then you can either listen to your own music, play your own game, you don't disturb anybody, or you can watch a movie. I always tend to go watch movies and get up and go for a walk about, then come back, watch a couple more movies, and then try and have a little bit of sleep. And if worse comes to worse, if the stewards are up, might go and have a bit of a chitty chat to them and, be nice to them, because they got to put up with the shit these other dickheads, some of these dickheads do on planes. Maybe I should talk more about that. I've had some pearlers along the way, but I've also had plenty of good people. Sport by one person, and it's always one person. But anyway, I think that's about as much as you need to know on how I travel and what I do and how I go about it. In the yesteryears, that's how it was. That's how I did things. In the future years, it'll still be pretty much the same, but only time will tell exactly when those borders open up and the flights get going and where we're at and how far we can go, and price gouging on air flights. I think that's going to be the biggest concern for quite a few people, and that's what will stop a lot of people from going, is if the airlines do price gouging. There will be some cheap ones to get people enticed to going, but then I want to see the price start low. A lot of people will go. The price will go up. Then I want to see it come down and stabilise around a reasonable price. As I was talking about before, I don't want it to see above the $1,200 mark. Maybe the $1,400 is and maybe the go. I don't know. Your guess is going to be as good as mine on what the flights will cost to go anywhere. Like I said, I got the cheapest flight for $687. The dearest flight was $1,800. So, it's just one of those things. won't know until it actually happens. So with that, plan your trip, plan it to suit yourself, plan ahead, have a good look, research it, clear your cookies, clear your browser history, clear your cache, and do it from separate searches, even on your mobile phone, away from your Wi-Fi. Even use your neighbour's Wi-Fi if you can. Don't tell them I said that. But at least you won't get the same IP address where the cookies will always track you and slowly start to put the price up until you think, oh, God, the prices are going up, better book now. And you'll pay more than what you would have at the cheap flights for the same seat. And maybe, just maybe, if you're lucky enough, ask for it. You might get a free upgrade. Even if you say, can I upgrade? Is there a cheap upgrade available? Maybe you'll get that. Who knows? So with that, I'm going to call it quits because I've been up since 2 o'clock this morning working. That's why the old baggy eyes, and I'm sort of a bit around the circle a little bit and a bit stressed that this thing didn't work out, but it came good on me. Thank God for that. I did have a software issue the last time when it played up and the computer shut down totally and I lost everything. When I eventually got it back up, I just thought, nah, I'll end it there. So this thing's got to go in and get sorted out when the time comes. I will buy a new proper U-Butte computer because my desktop will be coming on to 9 years old, won't run this camera or this capture card. I've got to use Windows 10, but I can't upload it to that because it's a bit too old. This one is Windows 10, but it's a very low-rated computer and it's very slow. I've got to get it to the computer mob and tell them to clean it all out, clean it all up, reinstall what I want on it, and then leave everything else I don't want on it, and hopefully it'll run a lot better and get them to clean it up a bit better. I think I can do a little bit more with it. But on that note, to all of you out there, thanks for watching. Give us a thummies uppy. Give us a good likey. I know there's been a few comments there. Subscribe if you do. I will keep doing these Ava Chat Sundays, see what I can come up with, and we'll keep them going. And hopefully in the foreseeable future, be early next year, we can get on a flight and maybe, just maybe, we might see some more content from the places we like to visit and go and stay and enjoy and be with family. But that's in the future years. Who knows? Hopefully not years. Future months to come, I think I should be putting it to thee. So with that, thanks for liking. Don't forget, go down into the description below. There are other people vlogging in and about Cambodia. Go check out them and give them a like, subscribe, and big shout out to them. Talked to quite a few of them. Until then, I think it'll be catch ya in the next video. Live stream. Have a chat. Ciao for now. Chicka ciao. Maybe? Nah, just catch ya. Catch you in the next one.